New York Mets are up 1-0 against the Chicago Cubs in the NLCS after winning Game 1 4-2 over the Cubs with a great performance by Matt Harvey and using the heroics of Daniel Murphy, the new postseason hero of the New York Mets. This was a huge game for the Mets. Obviously, Game 1 is always important in any series to set the tone. And they built off the momentum in LA. There was no letdown. They used that momentum from Game 5. They kept it going with an early home run in the first inning by Daniel Murphy, who's been amazing this series, clearly the MVP. 4 home runs in 6 postseason games. I think that's a Mets record. And off a lefty, Lester, a very tough lefty. He's had 1 home run against lefties the whole year. I guess he's been saving it for the postseason, and what a time to come through. And Matt Harvey, he looked like himself today. He came out with a great start. He was on regular rest this time, and it showed because his command was spot on. He was throwing all his pitches, his curveball, his changeup, his slider, fastball, all in the zone, getting the Cubs players to chase. He had 9 strikeouts in 7 2/3 innings, only 1 earned run given up. And to recap the game, first inning, Daniel Murphy, he capitalized on a mistake by John Lester, cutter down the middle. Murphy hit one deep, as he has this whole postseason. He's been locked in. Hit 2 home runs off Kershaw last series and 1 off Greinke. Now 1 off Lester. It's pretty impressive. 4 home runs in 6 games and against top pitchers. And Harvey started off really strong. He retired the first 12 batters. And then in the 4th inning, he ran into some trouble. That's when he hit Anthony Rizzo on the right shoulder with a pitch on an 0-2 count. And then Starlin Castro made him pay right after with a double over Lagares' head. He kind of misplayed that ball, but Rizzo was able to score from first. And a couple batters later, Javier Baez singled into left, and Castro from second tried scoring. And Yoenis Cespedes, with his arm, he threw him out at the plate. I don't know why he's trying to test Yoenis, but that was good for the Mets. And then Harvey was able to work out of it after that. Then the Mets responded the inning right after. The first 2 men got on. Then Matt Harvey was asked to bunt with 1 out. He got the bunt down, but Rizzo was pounced on it. He threw to third to Chris Bryant, got the man out at third, but Chris Bryant bobbled the relay. Could have gotten Matt Harvey out at first for the double play to end the inning, but that extended the inning. First and second, 2 outs for Curtis Granderson, and he came up big with a little blooper into center field. And that scored Lagares from second, and the Mets took the lead back 2-1. And then the very next inning, Travis d'Arnaud hits a huge home run, 431 feet, into the home run apple. I think that's the first time I've seen that ever at Citi Field, someone hitting it into the home run apple. That was a big one for the Mets. That made it 3-1. Hopefully d'Arnaud can keep it up. Like I said earlier, he can be a big part of this lineup, hitting behind Cespedes 5th. Then Harvey ran into some trouble in the 7th inning. Rizzo led off the inning with a walk. Then Starlin Castro lined out to Daniel Murphy, and he had Rizzo doubled off at first. But the thing was, the throw by Murphy to first hit Rizzo in the hand while he was sliding. So that didn't get the double play. And then the very next play, Jorge Soler hit a little grounder up the middle, but Harvey tipped it with his glove. And that caused everybody to be safe. Probably would have been a double play if Harvey left it alone, but instincts obviously caused him to try to go after the ball. And he muffed it. But Harvey was able to strike out the next batter. And then Tommy La Stella came up to pinch hit for David Ross, I think. And Harvey struck him out to end the inning. And he gave a big fist pump at the end. That was nice to see. Citi Field loved that. Went crazy. Then the next half inning in the bottom of the 7th. Joe Madden left John Lester in the game, and Juan Lagares, he singled, and Harvey bunted him over. And then Lagares showed some guts, man. He stole third, and that was it. That gave the Mets a chance with a runner on third and 1 out and Grandy up. And Grandy got the job done, flew out to the left field of Schwarber, and Lagares was able to score. That was a big insurance run. It gave the Mets some cushion. Gave him a 4-1 lead. And the next inning, Harvey went back out for the 8th inning. But Kyle Schwarber, with 2 outs, he hit a bomb to Shea Bridge, I think it hit. And that knocked Harvey out of the game. Terry Collins, he brought in Jerry's Familia for a 4-out save. They've been really working Jerry's. I don't know if I like that. I know he's gotten the job done, but you're gonna kill this guy, man. There's reports he may not even be able to pitch tomorrow because of the workload he's had with the 6-out save in LA and now going for 4 outs today. But anyway, he got the job done. He closed it out. Mets won 4-2. Yeah, this was a huge win for the Mets, obviously because of the 1-0 lead now, and especially because tomorrow we're facing possible NL Cy Young Jake Arrieta, who's looked unstoppable. Except last game, he did give up 4 runs against the Cardinals, so there may be some vulnerability there. We have Thor, Noah Syndergaard, going for us tomorrow. He looked really good last start in LA and also in the 1 inning relief in Game 5, so he should give us a really good chance, even though it's Arrieta. But always nice to get that 1-game lead. Hopefully, Game 2 tomorrow, we can take that with our 2-0 lead and going to Chicago. But I also want to say that this team can't keep winning just based on Daniel Murphy and the offense. Other guys need to step up, like David Wright. He's had 1 hit in the whole postseason so far. Sure, it was a big hit, but he's got to start producing, man. I mean, we're paying him big bucks. He's our captain. And Cespedes, he needs to cut down on the strikeouts. He's been striking out a lot. And I'd like to see him actually attack the first pitch more. He always seems to take the first pitch, and that most of the time leaves him in an 0-1 hole from the get-go. And then he starts chasing the high fastball. That's his weakness, it seems like. And Lucas Duda, he was benched today against lefty John Lester, and also he's been horrible. I mean, he set an NLCS record for strikeouts, so he's got to start making contact, and hopefully he can get, if he's a difference maker, if he can get in one of his hot streaks. That guy is unstoppable if he gets in those hot streaks. And another key, like I stated in one of my earlier videos, was Travis d'Arnaud. He can be a really good hitter, gap to gap power, and today he showed that power, hitting at 430 feet his home run. Earlier this season, when we were going good, d'Arnaud was in the middle of all that when he came back from his injury. So I think he's a big key to this lineup, hitting 5th right behind Cespedes. That's pretty much a wrap. Hopefully the Mets can take Game 2 tomorrow, take a 2-0 lead into Wrigley. Leave a comment below, like, subscribe, and let's go Mets.